Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Owlet channel. A little bit of something different here for you today. We're going to be having the match here between Wisdom and Burn, but we are going to start it off here with a special interview, and it is going to be with Killswitch, the head coach here of WisdomOW. Killswitch, how are you doing, man?
I'm good.
So, your team are going into the final match here of the Owlet tournament. How have you felt Stage 2 has gone for your team?
I feel like we're definitely improving, and I feel happy about our stage 2 performance.
Yeah, you guys had a big win over the Ghost Peppers. The team was very, very excited about that. So tell me a little bit about that win. It just seemed like everything was going right for you guys in that game a couple weeks back.
I mean, honestly, we were just talking with the players, and I mean, they just played really well that day. We were talking with them about like what they were doing, and I feel like they followed everything that we told them to do, and they did a lot of really good plays.
Yeah, they looked very, very good. Ghost Peppers looked a little off kilter, and you definitely took advantage of what was going on in that team. You only gave them their third loss of the season, so it was a very, very huge win. Now, going into this game tonight, you will be playing Burn here, which is a team on the up. Girardi has definitely got their team sort of humming right now as they've been on a pretty decent win streak. Tell me, what's your strategy going into tonight?
I mean, I don't want to disclose too much, but we're just gonna play some good Overwatch, and we're gonna. I've been watching some of Burn's VODs, and we're just gonna try and play against their playstyle.
Yeah, so they're going to be a tough team. How has the patch changes affected your team, if any at all? A lot of teams been saying that like the DPS is becoming a little bit easier. You can play into goats more. How has it affected your team personally with regards to what's happened in the last 2 weeks with the patch change?
I mean, honestly, it's just opened up a lot more options for us on what we can do and what is possible for us to do, and it's good. It's let us show the flexibility of some of our players.
Yeah, absolutely. So, any message for your team right now as people are coming in and on the stream right now trying to check this out, because we are normally earlier than we are going on, and I know your team was very interested in you getting interviewed today. So do you have any special messages for them today?
For my team in particular, um, I mean, let's win today. Let's win today, guys. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's make our record. I forgot. Yeah, I mean, it ain't much to say. Let's confirm our seed and just make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, so currently, like, if we look at the playoff standings, I think you guys are sitting, I think, in 5th or 6th place. So how are you looking with regards to the playoffs? Are you sort of going into it thinking, like, we're just going to take on anybody and we're going to go for it? Or was there a specific opponent that you maybe wanted to play in the first round, positioning-wise, that would give you a better chance to get deeper into the playoffs?
I mean, honestly, there are two teams which we could play against, and I feel like they're both very good teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for us, it doesn't make a huge difference about who we play. We would like to win this game, mainly for, of course, reasons of carrying momentum into the playoffs. But other than that, I feel like either one, it's gonna be a good fight, and hopefully we can advance.
Yeah, joining me as my co-commentator is Pulse. Pulse, any questions here for Coach Killswitch here of WisdomOW?
I think you hit on a lot of the main points. I will say, when we were casting your last game against Ghost Peppers, well, the last game we casted for you guys looked very, very dominant compared to Ghost Peppers, especially running 2-2-2 comps. So good luck tonight. I hope we get to see more of that, because that was an absolute delight to watch, honestly. And yeah, have fun with it. I hope you guys don't worry too much, but it's always good to carry that momentum in.
Yeah. It was good talking with you guys. I'm probably going to head out, fix some issues with our team. But yeah, good luck with the casting.
All right, thanks very much. And that was Killswitch, folks. He's our little pre-game interview, just changing it up. We're going to be trying some new things here going into the playoffs. That was our little test here. WisdomOW, you will see them here in 10 minutes. They will be going up against Burn starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be Burn and WisdomOW. We will go live. So in the meantime, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Pre-game show will start here at 8:58. So we will bring you the rosters and the lineups of both of the teams. So stay tuned. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with the match. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the final match of the Owlet Tournament Stage 2 Week 5. It is going to be WisdomOW versus Burn. Joining me as always as my color commentator, the hostess with the mostest, it is Pulse. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Hostess with the mostest though? Like, what is that? I'm not a after dinner snack that you can buy from a grocery store.
Oh, he's a snack,
I'm
all
not a
right,
Twinkie.
folks. He's a snack.
Okay. Like I said, we have a really good final game to sort of close out the season of Owlet. And it is Wisdom versus Burn. Wisdom is a team that I think I casted them from my first time last week with Hoto.
Mm-hmm.
But they played very well, and they were very impressive to both of us, I would like to say. Just running very strong 2-2-2 comps. So I hope to see more of that again tonight. Burn, I believe we casted a while back, but I haven't seen them in recent times. So this is two lower seeds, and it's mostly a match for seeding to make sure that teams end up playing against the easiest match in the first round of playoffs, but neither team wants to lose this one.
Yeah, neither team wants to lose because they do definitely want momentum going into the playoff round. So let's introduce the members of WisdomOW. So based on, please excuse the records, as there have been matches going on all week. So we actually will not find out what the final standings are for a lot of the teams here until Monday when we do host the Nest, and we'll have a various cornucopia of people that we will be interviewing with our playoff previews. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. So that should be here live on the Owlet Tournament channel. But for Wisdom, you have Oracle and Yaxim as your supports. Phoenix and a large Wombat are listed as your tanks. Your flex players are NVNO, Bobby Smiles, and Cyberspace, along with Lumbo and Kaoru as your DPS. For Burn, it is going to be Buzzing Faces, and Laseki listed as your supports. Edix and Collywog will be your tanks. Labosco, caster for South American Contenders, and General Nice Guy will be your flex, along with Breathic, along with Adam and Merge, who will be your DPS. Burn have been on a bit of a roll lately with Girardi as at the helm, doing a little bit of coaching, but as of last, he was not officially listed on the members rankings. I think Sai was still listed, but Burn here, average SR of 3,000. Very, very good team. Let's take a look at the maps here that they will be playing. It will be Busan, Dorado, Hanamura, Kings Row, and Nepal. There will be your maps here for Week 5. But I think we're just going to make sure that that is actually going to be correct, as I see Lijiang Tower here is going to be the map that is on hold. This might be a makeup game from a previous week, so we might have to change the maps up here for you. Other than that here, Pulse, going into here, current standings, as we take a look at them, this was the standings as of, I think, last week. Boosted are officially at 20-0. I don't think they ended up losing a match. Burn and Wisdom were hanging around the 4-5 area, so I think based on this record, Wisdom was facing yes in the next round, but with some tweaks, the scheduling will actually going to we're going to figure out what the major standings are going to be tomorrow, once all the games have been flushed out, all the scores have been reported, and we will finalize all of the schedules here for everyone. And so now, it looks like both teams are ready. Any final thoughts here on this match between both Burn and WisdomOW?
Yeah, just a quick update on the matches or the maps for tonight. It looks like they're going to be running Lijiang, Junkertown, Volskaya, Eichenwalde, and Busan. And I don't know what that week it's a makeup for, but it's definitely not this last ones that they had. So it's from a previous week.
Yeah, so we're going to change up the map rotation here. I think that was Week 4's map rotation, so just give me a second here because there we go, Volskaya and Busan. There it is, fixed live on the stream. It is actually a Week 4 game that is now going to happen. So it is Lijiang, Junkertown, Volskaya, Eichenwalde, and Busan. That will be your maps. So therefore, this was a match that was supposed to be done the week of the 16th. Shame on both of these guys for not scheduling it for the proper week.
This is spring break week.
It was spring break week.
Things happen.
Yes. So, you know, between both of us, us, we both had issues with our streaming when we were streaming for the Virginia Community Overwatch Invitational, and all of Virginia took apparently the week of the 16th off for spring breaks.
There were many missed games there.
Many missed games over there in that tournament also, of which the finals will be taking place on the campus of GMU on April 5th. So now it looks like both teams here are going to be ready, so I'm just going to let them know that we are actually ready here, and we will go into the first map, and it will be Lijiang Tower. So I need to make sure also that my overlays and map starts are going to be correct here, as I think my map starts actually had Busan as the starting map. So don't want to confuse anybody any further going into Lijiang Tower. So looks like Noob says he is ready on the side of Wisdom. Burn is in control of the lobby here. So Merge is your lobby attendant and host. Coaches for both for Burn here are in the lobby. Both Ryderis and Killswitch here. Excuse me, for Wisdom, Killswitch and Ryderis here are in the lobby, along with Bobby Smiles, who is going to be in the lobby here as an observer. Lumbo and a large Wombat here on the bench for Wisdom to start off. Starting lineups here for WisdomOW: Cyberspace, Kaoru, NVNO, Quab, Noob, and Yaxim. Starting lineup here for Burn: Merge, Adam, Breathic, Collywog, Buzzing Faces, and Laseki. So looks like both teams, I think, just having some issues here. Looks like Adam DC'd, and we'll need to get him back into the match. So once we get everything all messed up and ready to go, we're going to go to a little mini break here, wait for him to come back. Look, looks like he is back. So here we go. Our first map of the night is going to be Lijiang Tower.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
And Lijiang is a pretty great map. Did a good job of stalling when we loaded in, but moving into Lijiang, it's a great Pharah map always. And this is sort of the time where you can start seeing these DPS players come back out. We saw Wisdom last week. Hold up. Okay. Well, we saw Wisdom last week playing a lot of 2-2-2 comps, and they were looking very good on it. So I think a lot of DPS players in Owlet are very happy to be out of Zarya Brig jail from the Goats meta. And it's also sort of mixed up the final rankings of this stage a little bit too, because we saw some of the 2nd through 4th seeds sort of dropping maps. We saw a lot of 6 through 8 seeds picking up maps. Both of these teams were ones that sort of went on a roll at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this should be a pretty exciting game, because we know that these are both going to be teams that we're seeing again next week, but we're also seeing new versions of these teams. None of the players swapped out, but because of the patch changes and because of all like the minor meta shifts, they've looked a lot better.
Yeah, it's interesting though. The timing of the patch here comes in during the playoffs, and it's going to affect certain teams with regards to who has been so good in the previous meta. Now trying to adjust as to what is going on is just sort of maybe a little bit jarring for them. We saw some issues here with the Peppers when they did play WisdomOW, who plays an excellent 2-2-2. So it'll be very interesting to see how some of the top-ranked teams here will react to the new meta switch in the playoffs. But here we go, starting with Burn here in blue, and WisdomOW will be in red as they will attack Gardens here on Lijiang Tower, as Merge will be coming around the platform, and immediately we go into a pause.
Yeah, it looks like Cyberspace must have disconnected because he's just standing in a corner right next to spawn right now.
Yeah.
And coming out, these are not unusual compositions, especially for Lijiang. This is one of the few maps on Lijiang where you will see a Widow, but a Widow Pharah puts a lot of aggressive pressure, especially if you can take control of the point first, but it will have a little bit of trouble attacking into it, especially attacking into like a McCree Genji, which are sort of soft counters to that DPS lineup. They'll have a little bit more trouble, but if we see Wisdom get control of this point first, then they'll have a very oppressive hold available to them.
Yeah, very much so. But the problem is now they're already like, you've got members here of Burn already halfway across the bridge, and Cyberspace is going to have to reset back and spawn. So it's essentially a 6v5 here to start off with. So once Cyberspace is able to come back, which I think he is now, they are going to start with an uneven fight. So it is going to be interesting to see how members of Wisdom are going to be able to have to approach this coming in. But yes, if they can win this initial fight, what they've got here is a very good sort of pressing offense to go into them. But unfortunately here, until cyberspace comes back, it's going to be very interesting. Man, my jaw has taken a beating over the last couple of weeks just with all the casting that I've done. So back into we go. So finally, it looks like they're going to straight ahead take this fight. So the engage will start immediately here as we follow Merge here, trying to sort of shoot in and hit in the members of WisdomOW. Wisdom here, not going to be able to jump across the bridge here, waiting until they can sort of come in, and immediately NBNO will jump in, but get delisted from the game, as Quab will actually get demeched also. So the tanks having no joy here with regards to this initial push, as Merge here, already having a high noon, is going to be able to sort of keep them at bay here in their spawn.
And this is where it gets very troubling for Cyberspace and Kaoru, because they have no way to get the angles they need to do proper damage into this, especially with dive tanks. Your tanks aren't really sort of controlling ground in the same way that Orion or Azaria would, and they're just more or less gatekeeping this bridge right now, and they're having a hell of a time getting in.
Yeah, they're having a hell of a time trying to get in here as they come through. Lisecki has to bring Merge back up, but Adam going down here to Kaoru's Widowmaker here is going to make it a real big problem. Noob takes Yaxim back up, but Kaoru evens out the fight here, taking out Lisecki out in the air as they're trying their best to get this fight to continue. Merge here surviving, but gets a diva to the face, so it looks like the members here of WisdomOW have finally taken over the point. 42% here, only the percentage taken available, so not even half, but pretty decent push here from Wisdom to start off.
And that fight was entirely opened up by Kaoru getting a triple kill on the Widow, so forced an early res, and while they were resing Merge, they got 2 more picks.
Yeah, absolutely. As now it looks like Kaoru actually took Merge right back out. Lisecki having to burn the Resurrect here just to get him back up. Here comes a blade here from Adam with a Diva Bomb here, going to nullify what Adam can sort of do in the area, but Kaoru still gets taken down here. So the blade actually did enough as Merge pulled out the high noon to take Cyberspace out of the air. Fight will transfer onto the point here, so it's stall time here for WisdomOW. They're just going to try to see if they can get as much percentage as possible as Quab and NBNO here just try to hold the point. Quab here getting demech as gets sent into the air. They're still building some percentage here, and finally they get him out of mech. 50% here, so it's fairly even here on Gardens.
Very even fight so far. And again, we're getting into this range where we saw it happen last time, but it was entirely on the back of Kaoru, so they needed some more of that carry Widow magic right now, because otherwise Merge is just going to keep chunking down Cyberspace as he tries to get space.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get as much as he can here, as it looks like Hollywog will invest into this Diva Bomb right onto the bridge. It's going to get sent out into the air. It's not going to catch anyone. Merge got taken down, but had to get resurrected as a barrage comes in. Nothing doing there from Cyberspace. He gets Merge, but all the kills have been going the way here of Burn, as Burn have been pushing through, as Collywog finishes off Noob and Quab here. So now it is just NBNO here, trying to see if he can get back onto the point. Not going to be able to do so. Probably should eject and get the heck out of there, and that's exactly what he does. 80% here, 1 more push left, or Burn will take this initial point on here on Lijiang.
Yeah, this is definitely last fight territory, and the only things they have going for them are a bomb from Quab and Noob's Valkyrie. If this goes on long enough, or Yaxim doesn't get picked out by Merge like he has been the last couple fights, they will have a Transcendence, but this Genji Blade's coming before that Transcendence does.
Oh, and he got flashbanged and taken out. Great job there by Kaoru, but Merge was there to pick up the slack. But now it's just Quab here onto the point. Lucio comes out here, and it's just a matter of cleanup here for the members of Burn, as Collywog here trying to deal with everybody that's left here onto the point, as Quab gets demeched and Noob gets taken out. That's going to do it. Burn will take first point here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, and NVNO went for a really cheeky play there at the end, where he was trying to primal Merge off the side just by punching him, and went for a dive and accidentally jumped after primal ended, so he didn't get the jump reset and just suicided.
Oh no.
I was watching it because I saw him going for the primal kill. I'm like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Because that would have been huge if it did. But since it ended first, he didn't get the jump reset and just flung himself into the abyss off the side.
Oh, that's the dangers of playing monkey right there. So now we go into control center, and both teams are switching over to the Reinhardt here, as it is going to be a little bit of ground and pound coming out here in the control center. So it looks like we have a Mei here.
We see two different variants of, I want to say two different variants of goats, but it's two different variants of triple support. We see the Sombra goats, the one popularized from Overwatch League, coming out from the side of Burn, and we see a Mei and an Ana coming out, which is a little bit unusual, but also a very good triple support lineup.
Oh, NVNO got trapped there into the corner. It's going to get taken out. Liseki and Collywog here with 2 big kills as they're now going to try to force themselves onto the point. Quab took Breathic out, but it is all Burn all the time at this point, as they are going to finish off this point, and they will get the initial cap. Merge trying to sort of push a little bit as all of the members here of WisdomOW are coming back. Big hack here onto the Mega, but now it looks like both teams here have to steadily reset as they're going to try to push the point again.
Yeah, when you run a Mei like this and you fight in that white room, generally the Mei gives you an advantage, but because Kaoru fell so early, there wasn't a whole lot they could do with it. It was just a very good, I believe it was a charge kill on to start it off, and when something like that happens, you just gotta GG go next.
Yeah, and it looks like here Breathic trying to just sort of push onto the shield. Big shatter here, but a big wall will try to separate Breathic from the rest of his team. Big charge comes in, will take out Cyberspace, as now it looks like the members of, oh, big grenade there by Yaxim will catch all of the members of Burn, but just unable to sort of follow up as Merge finishes off Kaoru. They sort of have to back up here because they didn't have the numbers, but they were on a knife's edge there. If they were able to push in, they would have been able to sort of finish them off, but unable to do so. Reset comes in as an immediate fight will break out here as Breathic and Merge take the bad end of it. Rally comes out here now for Wisdom as they're going to be trying to push through and win this point. Big grenade onto Adam is actually going to finish him off as Collywog here, and it looks like Buzzing Faces are going to be the only 2 left here onto the point as Collywog gets pushed off, and that is going to be that 62%, excuse me, on the point here for Burn. Good start by them.
And that's a really interesting team fight too, because Yaxim got a really late team purple on Burn, but because they kept pushing their advantages after that partial, they made it so that they didn't get the healing needed, and it had like a post-fight cleanup that they got. They're already using a bunch of things to stall out the progress of Burn as they push through, but it's already a lost fight for Burn, and they need to make sure they reset cleanly here.
Oh no, poor Collywog. Oh, gets charged right into the back there, and another reset here is going to have to happen from Burn. Just more percentage here going to be ticked off the clock. But if you look at the ult economy here, Burn's getting ready to just pull off a huge EMP. What they're trying to do here, maybe sort of bait them in a little bit, as a Graviton will actually catch them on the other side of the wall. They try to break through, and yes, all of the kills here going the way of Burn. That wall wasn't enough to stop all of the damage that sort of came through as Collywog was already on the other side. They didn't even blow their EMP yet, but they only allow 54%. So now they're on the up with a big shatter and an EMP on the horizon here. It's going to be tough for Wisdom to actually take back this point.
Yeah, they just completely barreled through that along with their grab from Collywog. It allowed them to just break through and also get a bunch of kills while they were trying to break the wall, honestly. So they're pushing up, and they have finally swapped off the Mei to have a Zarya, give them some more tanky, but they're already all EMP'd as they make their way in.
Yeah, Breathic comes in trying to finish off NVMO, gets low, finally is able to do so, but the remnants of the EMP here are going to wear off in just a sec as they're trying to sort of finish off the rest of the team. They're already at 90%. If they can wipe them out here, this fight is over. Cyberspace getting the benefit here of the nano boost, just trying to finish off any of the members here of Burn, as it looks like they're going to be trying to get on the point. Buzzing Faces, huge sleep there by Yaxim, but is still going to be able to stay alive. They're going to abandon the point. They have 99%. They know it's down to 1 fight.
This is do or die for Wisdom right now, because if they lose any fight, they have probably about 2, maybe 3, depending on how fast they take, but likely 2. If they lose either of these coming up, then it's game over for them, and they lose Lijiang, putting them at a 0-1. So they need to make sure that they get a very big shatter to stop any progress here.
And speaking of the shatter, there it is, right into the doorway. It's not going to be able to get anybody, but it's enough to sort of force them back. But EMP again here will come in to see if they can finish anybody off. And NVNO and Kaoru got run over. That was not what they wanted, as it looks like it's all Burn here. Diva Bomb into the corner here just to stall out to see if they can get anybody back. Quab tried to get back into the mech, not going to be able to do so. 90% here, 92%. Now they're just going to force down the doorway, see if they can prevent NVNO coming. Big shatter by Breathic there to prevent NVNO from coming in, and they don't make it back. And Burn draw first blood here in this match over Wisdom as they take Lijiang Tower 2-0.
And Buzzing Face is pulling the extreme domination emote, was already had the boombox out and was listening to music as that shatter came out. It was off of this play. This was a huge transcendence play of the team that followed up by a massive EMP. They just were able to entirely use speed and use transcendence for only heals to just completely barrel through Wisdom. And we said this shatter from NVNO had to be huge, and that's why, because as soon as it was down and they had nothing to worry about, they were able to just blow everything they had to win the fight.
Yep. And that is that for Lijiang Tower. It looks like now, March, we are going up to the updated map standings. And yes, it is Lijiang Tower 2-0 win here from Burn. They take the early lead as we go into Junkertown, which will be our next map. Probably going to be some substitutions here coming in for the team. I do need some tweaking here on OBS. Looks like they're going to come in for a 5-minute pause. So when we come back here, it will be Junkertown just going to have to tweak some things, make sure OBS is running. Teams are getting substitutes in. We'll be right back, and we'll update you with all the changes coming in here from both teams in this match. Burn leading 1-0.
Could always use more heroes. Could always use more heroes.
I'm here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back, folks. We are live, and it is Junkertown here, as it will be Wisdom here on offense versus Burn, as Merge gets an immediate kill here on the Kaoru, on the Widowmaker here. So Widow duel, and Kaoru gets the gets the worst end of that again, as Merge now is going to have to face Lumbo here in a small room, as it looks like he's not going to be able to survive that fight. Adam coming in a little late here to protect their Widowmaker, but Merge going down here. Going to be a lot of DPS down, as they do try to shield this payload as they're trying to come through the coming through this middle choke. Pulse looks like one man down here, but Merge is going to have to reset, going to come up from the back. Looks like constant pusher from Wisdom as they're making some good distance here on the cart.
Yeah, like Merge definitely helped that slow down that push a lot, getting some early picks and taking down Kaoru again right now. It looks like Lumbo's kind of challenging him too, so Merge, even though they fell, has done a lot to really slow down this push. And at this point, it's just cleanup from the side of Wisdom, and I don't think there's any way that a single Widow can take this down right now. Yeah,
Merge pulls out the visor here, but it's not going to, excuse me, her ult to make sure to see where all of the members of Wisdom are going to be, but it might be too little too late here, as Wisdom are going to be able to pull the payload here onto the door. Man, I can't speak today. Goodness gracious, as it looks like here Lumbo is going to push on Liseki here, and down goes the Zen for Burn, as Wisdom looking like a whole different team here on Escort, as they're having their way here with Burn. Burn having to set up on the high ground here, going to be a little different, as they're going to try to just basically rain bullets here onto the payload.
Yeah, and they made a couple swaps coming into this that I don't think we really got to talk about. So NVNO is out, Cyberspace are out, they have Lumbo and a large Wombat now, and both of them have looked very good so far. Lumbo already picking up a bunch of kills with this blade. Buzzing Face I don't think is going to be able to make it out as that Ana if they really want to contest her. Hiding behind the corner, and it's just been all cleanup from Wisdom this entire push through B so far.
It's all go, go, go here that has been coming in from Lumbo and crew, as it looks like here they're going to get an easy cap onto point B. They set up on the high ground there, unable to sort of push on in. Lumbo, great use of the ults there, and now already capping point B with 5:42 here on the clock. Burn has just been rolled here through the first 2 points, but this is when it gets hard, as they're going to be trying in as Merge again with a great opening kill here on Kaoru.
Yeah, Merge I think has been the highlight of Burn's defense so far, just absolutely been shutting down Kaoru, but it leaves a lot to be desired for their ground defense, because Edict and Collywog are just getting rolled over.
Yeah, and here they come. So Edix and Collywog trying to sort of hang up top. Merge actually pushing up a little bit as he sees the members of Wisdom here sort of falling around the corner as they do not want to be in the sight lines there of that Widow, as Wombat and Quab here just trying to sort of push in, making sure that they have enough space here for their team. The rest of the members here just sort of fighting on the other side of the payload, content with sort of holding them up. Kaoru finally gets a good kill here onto Adam as a bomb gets sent into the back. Quab absolutely gets Collywog there with the bomb, and now they see their opening as 2 down here from Burn. Burn are going to be forced to retreat, but it was only a short delay because Wisdom has had their way here through most of Junkertown, and now it is going to be wrapping around here. What are they going to be able to do? Lumbo here, almost to his ult, will be able to sort of push on the members here as he's just trying to sort of build it up. He does get it up as the fight will continue. Coalescence here coming down from Lisecki, who is playing that Moira, who's playing a little tighter than normal. Here comes the Blade here, not from Lumbo, because the Blade came out and the Blade went down as he got shot in the head right away. But Edix and Merch here trying to sort of shut down what is the remaining members here of WisdomOW as they're trying to sort of push through. Adam actually takes down Yaxim, and Merc gets another big kill, this time on a nub. And now Edix here trying to push Wombat down, finally gets finished off here as Merc has just been huge.
Yeah, Quab absolutely does not want to get demeched, and he's going to get staggered here. There's no way they're going to let Quab get out without resetting, and I believe it was getting close to a bomb, so you probably don't want to reset. That will cut some time off the clock, but thankfully, they haven't really lost much to begin with this map. The only reason that really got halted at all was because Lumbo's Blade got shut down by a really good shot from Adam, and between Adam on the Hanzo and Merge on the Widow, they were just finally able to clean up and make sure that they were able to finally make their first real hold on Junkertown. So they're coming to this, they finally have ults online that they need, they're at an ult advantage, and it's going to take some time for Wisdom to get into a position where they feel comfortable closing out this map, because it's going to require a lot more than just a Diva Bomb.
Yeah, as Edix comes in with a big shatter, catches 3, and all of the members here of WisdomOW are going to get taken down. They had the trance up, nothing doing there as Merge comes in with some headshots, and they clean him up here. 3 minutes here left on the clock, just not going to be able to do anything on this push so far. Looks like they do have a bomb here, but that's all they have here on the offense. Collywog here with a big Graviton is going to be able to stall him down a little, so it looks like a little bit more dry pushing here from Wisdom.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take a little bit more. They do have a Grav, a Nano, and if they use this Grav and Nano correctly, Edix will have a Shatter next fight. So they finally have swapped off a couple things. A large Wombat is a second push on Ryan right now, and he's getting close to a Shatter. And if they don't close it off of this Grav, it's going to look pretty good for Wisdom to clean out this game. Yeah,
they're going to start to open with a bomb, not going to be able to shield that as Adam and Merge got taken out there. There was really nothing they could do. That bomb is hit way far in the back as Wombat here trying to sort of push through, trying to finish off any of the remaining members that had pushed up as Collywog and Lisecki have to sort of fall back here. Lumbo trying his best to sort of survive and maybe get a nice stagger kill there, not going to be able to do so. 2 minutes here left on the clock, and they've gotten the payload here around the final corner.
Yeah, and Kyle picks off Merge at the very end of that ult that they had up the walls, and this is large Wombat's time to shine. All he needs to do is wait out the shield, get the big shatter, which he does, and this is it. They're cleaning up, and that's pretty much the final fight. They won't have enough time to get anyone out to the cart except for maybe Merge, who's getting Dragon Bladed and Valkyrie mercied, so it didn't really stand much of a chance.
Not much of a chance at all. WisdomOW look absolutely fantastic through that push through. Time remaining on the clock, 140. Very respectable time here through Junkertown. Now it's Burn's turn. They're going to see if they can sort of push through. Wisdom here looking very good on this push. What were the reasons for that? Because it seemed like with Merch doing a lot of the shooting, they were getting rolled maybe on the ground, and all of the contribution that was coming in from the snipers just wasn't stopping Wisdom through the first 2 points of this map.
The first point was a little bit of a brawl just from picks coming out from both sides. Merge picked off, I think, 3 or 4, but they didn't really have the same sort of staying power that a large Wombat, Quab, even Lumbo were putting out on the ground. Lumbo's just getting dash resets for days, cleaned up pretty much all of point B off of that one blade, so any chances they had to sort of contest B were just trashed instantly. And then in C, they could have capped it and had like 3 minutes left, but we finally saw a respectable stand and honestly a really good play from Adam and I believe a Buzzing Faces on Ana to shut down a Genji Blade before anything really happened with it. If that hadn't have happened, Wisdom would have likely had a lot closer to like 3, maybe 4 minutes left on the clock, and you really don't want that, especially on Junkertown. 4 minutes left on Junkertown is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's way too much time. There was just not going to be able to do anything about it. And now it looks like here they're going to be pushing in. Karu's still back on that Widow. He's going to need some big shots here to slow down Merge and company on the other side, as Merge has actually gone to the Bastion. So it looks like here we're going to see some Bastion play coming out from Merge, as they're going to have a Mei along with it to maybe just sort of close down some walls, maybe close down some areas to not allow them to come through. Defense Matrix is primarily what's sort of defending Merge right now, along with that Orisa shield, as they're just slowly but surely moving this through very, very quickly. Now, looks like they are sort of stalled here under the bridge. Got to keep them alive here. Not going to be able to do so as Merge gets taken down. Rez comes in onto a large Wombat, but it's going to cost Noob's life. But the kill's been coming in now, finally, are going to be coming in again for Burn, as this is just a quick turnaround, as it looks like the initial advantage here was with WisdomOW. It stalled them there under the bridge, but not to be. Burn here are going to move through, and they're probably going to get all the way to the doors of Junkertown.
Yeah, I think they'll likely get A off of this, just because I don't think they can contest as 6, and if you don't have 6 fighting into a Bastion, you're more or less feeding. So I like the variant of the strategy that Burn's coming out with this, because you see a Bastion a lot. It's very popular on Junkertown, but you don't see the Mei a lot, and they use it to cause some early confusion in the last fight and sort of dislocate the defense a little bit. And a pause comes up, so I believe you have a screen for that, Hoto.
I do.
Yeah, the way they use that Mei wall is they sort of waited for them to make a coordinated jump onto the cart, and they did it just to cause enough confusion to get a large Wombat separated from the rest of the team. Chunk down a large Wombat with just all the bullets from Merge on Bastion, and then at that point, once you don't have a shield as the defense, you really can't win anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, that WisdomOW's defense not much better than Burns there on the first section. So, with 5:15 here through the streets phase, that's what's remaining here on the clock, as I'm trying to sort of read what is going on here on the side. We did have a disconnect here on the side of Burns, so technical difficulties abound here for everyone that's been going on today. So, please excuse us, as everybody's just trying to make sure that everything is all straight. But Wisdom up 3, with Wisdom catching all 3 points here. It's going to be very, very interesting, because Wisdom can play the time game. Even though they really didn't give up and stall much time here on point A, they can give them a little bit of a problem here on to point B, and then maybe stall them out at the end. All they need to do is they just need to prevent them from completing. So, looks like some issues here, as Breathic was the one, I think, that was disconnected. Looks like, I don't know, what are you seeing, Pulse? It looks like there might have been an extreme case in which Breathic's computer might have died on him in the middle of this game.
If that's the case, that's kind of interesting. I don't think we've ever, it looks like people are saying that it's happened once other time, but it's very uncommon for something to happen where one player can't rejoin. So everyone's still kind of checking the rule books and making sure that they're trying to figure out what they can do in this scenario.
Yeah, it's going to go to an admin check, folks. So I'm not actually clear of the rules either. So if a computer does go down in the middle of the game, such as like you have a power failure, or you get hit by a disaster of some sort, storm, power outage, anything like that. So it looks like they're not going to be able to bring him in. So the original player, based on the rules, I think is what they say, the player who was, his mom kicked him off. Oh no. Could not play until last night Overwatch.
Can we get an F in chat for?
Yeah, let's get an F in chat for that, because strict parenting is what prevents him from coming back into this game, and it is going to look like that he's not going to come back. So we're going to bring you back here into the game. One man down, Burn unable to sort of replace their players. So unfortunately, we're just going to hide chat from here on forward. So remember, folks, if you are going to be playing in a tournament, make sure you have your parents' permission that you can't stay up past 10 o'clock on the East Coast, or you're not going to be able to play. But Burn looking pretty good here as they do get 2 initial kills with the Bastion, and they're going halfway through already through Street Space Pulse.
Yeah, Bastion is one of those heroes that's... You kind of pick him when you're down a man, and they're really showing why now. You just pocket a Bastion kill thing. So they nanoed in, he's cleaning up this fight, and it looks like they're going to get pretty much all the way off point B of this. They might have a final recontest, but it's definitely not going to be a 6 from the side of Wisdom.
Yeah, they can't kill Yaxim right now.
Yeah, once you get into the final phase of Junkertown, that's when you'll likely see some things slow down, unless they just get the god play and manage to roll all the way through, keep getting these stagger kills that they need.
Yeah, the problem with that is that Wisdom already completed this map, so they're going to have to go at it again, knowing they're going to be down 1 man. But there is the cap. Burn here down 1 man at 6v5 are going to be able... They do have, I think, some substitutes here coming in for the later round, so just a temporary 6v5 here on the side of Burn. So we'll make sure that we'll check on that before the start of the next round. But Merge here trying his best to just take down the 6-man group here of Wisdom. Oh, big pull there by the Orisa as a bomb's going to get sent back. There's nobody going to be able to block that as Collywog gets Lumbo and Yaxim there. Bomb gets sent onto the point. It's going to take Merge and Lisecki out. And now here is the stall that they are going to need, as it looks like here Burn not going to be able to survive this. They're going to have to head back into spawn, as Edix here is going to get 2v1 here close to spawn, as we have Noob here who is a little bit bloodthirsty. But now finally they push him back to spawn, but they do have 5 minutes left here. Try to cap point C.
Yeah, and normally this is where you would swap off the Bastion Orisa, but I have to think that they want to stick with it just because they are down that man right now. So it'll be a little bit interesting coming through here. They do have this Bongo and Bastion combo, which can just absolutely decimate the shield of a large Wombat and pretty much one-shot anyone that's not a team.
Yeah, and here we go. You called it. Here comes the Bongo. Oh, they're just going to get trapped to a dragon, though, as Lisecki gets taken out. As Merge here just trying to sort of survive this narrow little hallway. He's going to just keep firing, not going to be able to do so, as all the kills now going back here to Wisdom. Wisdom just no mercy here on the advantage, as it looks like they're going to send them back to spawn. 4 minutes still here left on the clock, as Burn here are going to have to find a way to get through this sort of stout defense.
Edict's now switching off to the Rhine for the bigger, more mobile shield, which again kind of makes sense. Normally you would definitely switch off the Bastion like I was saying earlier, but it looks like they're going to put all of their cards into this tank form coming up.
Yeah, nano boosted tank form from Merge. He's able to get Yaxim. He gets Kaoru too, but a tire gets Edix and Lisecki as a bomb gets sent in. But Merge has gotten 3. Make that 4. He's going ham as a bomb is actually going to try to catch Lumbo here in the air. They had to blow everything as a Diva is still on the high ground here. They're going to try to see if they can demech Quab here before they get a move on. But they've done what they needed to do here, combining the nano here and the tank form from Merge is going to get them some push.
Yeah, and because they were able to get all of those kills, and by they I mean exclusively Merge on the Bastion, but because they were able to clean it up, they have the momentum that they need to try and clean this out. But a large Wombat comes from behind and huge shatter to start off this fight.
Yeah, but a big Ana grenade here is not going to allow any healing to come through, but that dragon is going to wipe out the point as Merge gets taken out, and it looks like the rest of the members of Burn here are going to get taken out. Buzzing Faces here up 2v1, not going to be able to survive, gets to sleep on the Lumbo. But that is going to be that. They get it around the corner here, but they still have 2:35 to go. I'm actually interested to see how far they can keep going, as Merge here is 75% to another ult.
And it does look like they're just saying, you know what, we'll just keep trying this Bastion. Bastion is one of those heroes that sort of can account for multiple people, just from the sheer damage output. But again, it's very hard to break this because they are down. They have that one player had to basically leave the game.
Because now you see the rotation going up. Merge is going to be on the high ground. Rally comes out here as they're going to try to protect Merge here up in the air. He's going to get the nano boost, and here he goes again. Tank for Merge, trying to come in and he's trying to get behind Large Wombat, blow up the ground where he's at. Not going to be able to do so. Big shatter here is going to catch him in as Edix got grenaded, but he's going to finish off Wombat as Merge coming in. He's got to watch out for the bomb. He's going to be able to survive here. Payload still hasn't really finished moving yet as Lumbo is doing a decent job of stalling into the background. Edix finally takes him out, but Merge gets taken out, so they lose a big chunk of their DPS as they are trying to sort of move the payload again here. Quab here in the back 2v1ing, trying to get rid of the Brigitte and the Ana. Big Shatter again comes in, not going to be able to catch anybody coming in. As Collywog, a benefit of the grenade here is Purples. He's not going to be able to get healed, as now it looks like Liseki's taken down slowly but surely. They're getting staggered here. Merge has switched over to the Soldier to try to give himself a little bit of livability, but Edicts with a big Shatter and the benefit of a Nano Boost is going to wipe out 3 members of Wisdom, make that 4. Payload's going to move as Buzzing Faces here gets a great shot here onto Lumbo, and Edicts finishes him off. Team kill coming in onto Wisdom, and 6v5. It looks like Burn is going to be able to finish off this map.
That is absolutely nuts. They won that more or less 4v6 because Merge was dealing with Lumbo in the back the whole time and ended up getting trapped and killed at the end. So they didn't have the Bastion. They just went off entirely Nano Boosts and Rhine Shatters for those last 2 to 3 fights. Which is nuts because 1, it worked, but also 2, holy crap, Edicts, calm down.
Edicts there with the Earth Shatter and the Nano Boost, deciding he wants to be the hero and absolutely pulls it off there. A great complete there by Burn, and it gives them a minute on the clock here. They did finish with slightly under a minute, so it gave, I think, 15 seconds over to Wisdom. But they're probably just going to start to pull out this Bastion strategy again. And with the way that Merge is playing and the fact that Wisdom can't stop them, you know, Wisdom needs like a real quick stop here by the door and maybe some spawn camping, because if Merge gets on a roll again, this might be trouble.
Yeah, like Merge has been absolutely huge this map, both on the Widow and on the Bastion. And it looks like they might start off with a Widow just to see if they can get a free pick or 2, because if we do see Wisdom push very far forward, that's a very viable strat. But I would expect them to go to this Bastion, especially since they are down a person.
Yeah, so he's trying to see if he can get 1 pick to open up this fight, as it looks like he's going to go full bore here onto the Widow. And there are people oh no, Merge gets taken down here. What a great shot by Yaxim on the Zenyatta. So Merge actually taken down here, looking for an early pick, gets picked himself, and now the payload here is stuck under the bridge. They need to get a little bit more push here, or they're going to have some serious trouble trying to get this through. Merge has switched over to the Bastion here, and now he's going to be trying to do what he can. He's going to set up behind the payload a little bit, but he's got no shield, so they're just going to free shoot into him. 20 seconds here left onto the clock, and it's just gone all wrong. Maybe they should have gone to the Bastion in the very beginning, as a payload here is just going to get stopped right underneath the first bridge, and now it's spawn camping time. They're just not going to allow him into the spawn. Lumbo here on the Junkrat, just going to try to spam in as much as he can. 6 seconds left to go. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. Edicts here will start overtime, as he did touch the payload right before he died, as now Liseki on the payload here, but Collywog not anywhere close to getting an ult here, is just going to be able to try to survive. Liseki getting the Nano Boost as a bomb here onto the point. Liseki unable to survive it as Buzzing Faces gets a nice grenade to take out Kaoru, but slowly but surely they're sort of getting wiped out on the point. Edicts comes back again for round 2, but unable to touch the point due to the Fortify of a large Wombat, bounces him back off, and that is going to be that. 155 here on the clock for WisdomOW, but Burn gave it a hell of a run.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say other than it's unfortunate. I do think they should have swapped Merge over to the Bastion a little bit sooner, just sort of peek out of spawn, see if they can get killed, then go back in and swap Bastion. But because they committed to it, that means that they couldn't get Merge onto the cart later on once it was far enough away from spawn for the defenders to have sort of their defense fully set up. They kind of knew what to expect. They were in a position where the Bastion was no longer as effective as just getting them onto the cart right away.
Yeah. It was a high-risk, high-reward strategy. So the idea for those at home is that if Merge got an early kill there, it would turn it into literally a 5v5, and they were going to be able to push, and they would then just leave Merge there on the as a Widow, just to see if he can get another pick, but then he could just express train himself back into the spawn, switch to Bastion, get himself onto the payload, and then just use the momentum as the team push forward. But unfortunately, not going to be able to do so there. So you see the blue box of victory in this particular case is no longer golden. as
I think
they.
it's because you changed your
Did I change my colors? I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
back when we started VCOI.
Yeah.
It's normally golden box of victory.
Kaoru actually gets an early kill onto Merge there, so this has just not been Merge's second part of the stage. As Lumbo here on the Bastion is just going to try to see if they can break this spawn camp. Payload is moving. I don't know if they see it there. They're sort of trapped into the corner as Quab there onto the payload. Laseki finally catches him there, but he's going to get shot. Lumbo, the only person here, Quab, excuse me, only the only person on the payload, as members here are going to get taken out. Lumbo's going to finish them off, and that is going to be an even match here, folks. Wisdom is going to take a 1-1, going to take the lead here on Junkertown and win it, and now match here is going to be tied between Wisdom and Burn at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and it is very unfortunate that that disconnect happened, but they still managed to put a very stout offense, honestly, and a decent defense their first time. There was just, when you run out with a Bastion into a 6v5, there's not much you can do, though.
Yeah, and here's Lumbo getting the final blade there as he goes in, finishes off Merge on the Widow as they were trying to come out. You can see the statistics come in, and now we are tied at 1s as now Breathic will come in, and he will fill in for the 6. So Burn will have 6 going forward. Substitutes coming out here for Wisdom as NVNO looking like he's going to leave. So looks like Cyberspace and NVNO on the bench here. So substitutes going to be coming in from both teams. So not going to see what is going Edicts going in chat, going a little ham here. So it looks like we're going to take a little bit of a break. So when we come back, Volskaya Industries will be the map of the day. We will go into 2CP, folks. Tied at 1s here between WisdomOW and Burn. So stay tuned.
Could always use more heroes.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. As you can see, the next map here is going to be Volskaya Industries. Volskaya Industries, your next map, and it seems that we've had a team switch. Will be Burn here going on to the offense first. They are tied here with WisdomOW 1-0. Unfortunately, they lost a player in the middle of their Junkertown push due to circumstances beyond his control. His mother pulled the plug on the computer. So unfortunate there for Burn. Will cost them the match, cost them the map, but tied at 1 still. Pretty good looking out. So all to play for in this now best of 3 Pulse going forward.
Yeah, and the first map when we did see 6 people in from Burn, I like totally blanked there for a second. When we saw 6 people in from Burn, it looked very, very one-sided in their favor. But that's also when they were running their favored lineup. Like, they had the Adam in. Adam is the one that had to leave. And now they're running Breathless, which is another flex player. And it looks like because of that, they might gravitate a little bit more towards Goats. It might have to do with hero preferences, who knows. But again, this is a little bit of a Goats favored map. And Goats v Goats, it's a matchup we're pretty familiar with as casters.
Yeah, yep, it's... You start seeing it everywhere, even when there isn't an appears, as evidence. The way I was calling games on Saturday, seeing Genjis in Goats comps. but not in this particular case. It is a Goats v Goats comp, and they're going to be trying to sort of come in. Quab there getting a big kill onto Edicts. So it's going to try to sort of force the Rhine off there. With no Rhine here, it's going to be a little difficult for them to keep pushing through. Kaoru finishes off Breathic here, and now Retreat is definitely going to have to come in. Collywog all by his lonesome onto the point. Not going to be able to do so. Came really close to capping on getting at least a tick onto A. Is not going to be able to get it, and now Reset here coming in for Burn.
Yeah, finally they are getting the reset that they needed in. And Merge falling really light is going to stall off another 10 seconds or so from this. But they really are playing this point entirely off of Merge's EMP. So as soon as that comes up, as attackers, you're more or less guaranteed that fight. They do have to be a little bit careful of the Ana, who's going to be standing very far back and still has the ability to give a nano boost to someone. Because a nano Rhine is still very scary, even if it's hacked. But if they can play this to get the Merge EMP off early in the fight before ults start getting dropped, then they have a chance to win it.
Yeah, as it looks like here, now they're going to be able to do so, as it looks like NVNO here is going to be trying to look for the Shatter. He gets caught in the Graviton here. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken down, as the rest of the members here are going to be pushing in from Burn, Collywad, and Edicts here. Some big, big kills, and now it's just a matter of time. They're just going to clear off this point. Quab going to be the last person on the point. They're going to take him down, and Burn here will take point A with just about 2 minutes here on the clock.
And this is very scary for them because Merge hasn't even blown EMP. And that's kind of what we were banking on for them to take point A. Buzzing Face, as soon as this point caps, will be able to rush up and join them, but they have to make sure they don't feed any more ults to the defense, or else they'll have a much stronger chance of withholding, or being able to hold this first point roll potential thing.
Merge got caught there as he was trying to sort of cut through, and now they almost blew it, as now he's still sort of running around in the back, as Quab doing a really good job at trying Sombra hunting, really. Now it's just a matter of time. Can he just get in there and catch them all? Graviton will actually come in and catch them all, as NVNO here will be the first to go down, actually, as Collywog actually gets taken out. Looks like Lucio ult and the Transcendence getting popped all at once, as Burn getting a little trigger happy on the ults. They just make sure they want to finish off everybody they can. Quab here
Burn
is the
just wants this.
Yeah, they really just want it hard. comes out with the bomb here. Got to make sure you're on the right side of that shield. Gonna get taken out. Quab gets remeked, but immediately gets taken out here. And Vienna rushing out onto the point. Not good here, as now they're going to try to build on to these points. Cyberspace here gets hacked as he comes in, but a big grenade here will catch all of the members of Burn. A lot of people very, very low, but a graviton at the doorway will prevent them from coming in. Another great kill set there. Almost being able to come through. Burn here looking like they're going to be able to finish it. Yes, they can. Quab and NVNO unable to make it back to the point.
Yeah, and very, I don't want to say sloppy, because I think comms were probably a little bit crazy at that point, but because Merge got a hack off on NVNO before they could drop Shatter, they lost all chances of stalling out that point anymore. He died early before the rest of his team could show up, and they finished the map without being able to drop Shatter at all, which was really their only way to recontest B.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was the only way to recontest, but they don't make it back in time, and woo, look at that time bank, 438. Burn looking very, very good here on Volskaya Industries. Now, we switch over to Wisdom and see what Wisdom can do here on their push. They're going to be trying their best to basically see if they can match or better the time here of Burn, but 438 here, too. Very, very impressive time. Looks like Quab here going to the Sombra, so we're going to see a Sombra v Sombra here, Pulse. Very interesting coming out here from Wisdom.
It's not the strangest thing, but one of the interesting things about Sombra in Goats is that if you run a normal Goats comp, you should have a very strong advantage into any Sombra Goats unless EMP is up. And part of why it works so good on 2CP or Volskaya is because you don't need to win every fight. You just need to win one very decisively and be able to clean up well on the next fight. Having two Sombras kind of changes up the game and changes up some dynamics, because both teams have to be very cautious about getting hacked, or have to be very aware of the other Sombra, but it's going to pretty much rely on who gets the hack first. The team that gets the hack first will win the next fight.
Yeah, so mirror comps it is. That's the order of the day here. So it looks like the teams are going to be coming in now. Wisdom already coming out of spawn, looking to see where they want to sort of go. NVNO leading the line here with Quab actually switching off the Sombra, so it looks like they will not go with it. Instead, they're just going to go standard Zen Goats here, and they're going to go to the high ground. So not going to be able to challenge, not going to challenge Merge at all. So instead, they're just going to go standard and going the long way here, Pulse.
Yeah, they want to get control of this room with the health pack and keep the allies of Merge from using it, because that is such a strong room for Merge to be in control of, that they have to make sure that they can't use it.
Oh, and they charge right onto Breathic there as they take him down, as Edix trades with NVNO here, and it is going to be advantage WisdomOW as they finish off the remaining members here of Burn. Didn't have to even worry about the EMP as Merge was unable to get it up in time. They will have to worry about it on their second push, but they're going to have a doozy of a clock. They're going to have at least 640 here on the clock on point B.
And both of these have been very fast caps on the point A and B. So it's going to be interesting, because right now we already know this is going to be a high-scoring game, which doesn't happen frequently on 2CP, but it's always exciting when it does. They do have to make sure that they take down Merge fast or force a translocate so that they can't get an EMP off in this fight if they want to be able to roll this.
Well, and there's the EMP, and that's going to be followed in by a Shatter, so Wipeout City coming in here for the members of Wisdom, as they're going to be running for their lives as 3 went down here. Firestrike's not going to be able to reach the cyberspace to survive the EMP, but now it looks like Burns, they've got, looks like ults galore coming up here for WisdomOW. Collywog does have the Graviton, and there is a rally here for Burn, but they look a little short-handed here on the ults.
Yeah, they are looking a little bit short-handed. They do have rally. We see more support up at this second, but in reality, all 3 supports on both sides will have their ult this next fight. So if one team wants to overinvest, they might have a chance to win it, but the other team will likely have an advantage on any subsequent fight. So whichever team wins wants to do so decisively, or else this could become a very brawl-happy point B for Volskaya.
Yeah, they want to lure out as much as they can on both sides. Oh my God, what a Shatter there up in the front. going to be able to catch 2. Lumbo got taken out, and now Cyberspace actually investing the Lucio ult here to see if they can finish him off. Now it's going to be a race to the point here, as they're going to be able to see if they can sort of catch everyone. Lots of staggers coming through as supports are running for their lives, and now the members here of WisdomOW with a very big shatter are going to be able to get 2 ticks here. It looks like Buzzing Face is going to be coming in. Lucio ult to catch his team as a Graviton will catch the door. Diva Bomb gets sent into the back here, is not going to be able to get anyone, but it's done its job. Another Graviton will catch the members of Wisdom, but Transcendence there will be able to slow it down. And now EMP coming in, but nobody to benefit off of it, as there's only going to be a Lucio onto the point. Here they come, 6 men on the point here. They're going to cap it. I think they came close, if not beat that time from Burn.
Yeah, that was an absolute masterclass by Wisdom in playing goats. They force out an early Transcendence so that the defense could push all the way out, trying to clean up all these kills that they wanted. And by the time NVNO came back, he managed to catch 5 of them with a shatter. They blew only Lucio ult to sustain that fight, meaning that they still had Transcendence up for any possible grabs from Collywog. And it's just everything about the way that they played it, everything about the way they kited all of the pressure from the defense was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, people say sometimes that Overwatch can be a game of chess. It's a weird 6-man versus 6-man game of chess in which how you use your ults will determine how you end up winning the game. And there you saw Wisdom looking like that they were masters of that, using and properly sort of baiting ults out and knowing exactly what they needed to look out for and taking the risks that they needed to take. As now it looks like here, Burn will be on defense again, as Wisdom will have to go back onto the offense. They only missed the time by 8 seconds, but they did really good.
Absolutely nuts, because both of them have more than 4 minutes to attack point A, which means it's likely we're going to see at least a 4-4 something along those lines scoreline.
Well, that is unless Burn can stop him dead cold here on the point A. But Lumbo getting an immediate kill onto Merge. It's go time here, folks. WisdomOW are going to be up 6v5, and Merge is nowhere to be found. So therefore, they're just going to go and see if they can sort of push onto this attack. They got to be not reckless here, but Breathic takes down Lumbo. That might be huge, but NVNO gets a trade onto Collywog here. Trades galore, and this is not good for the defense. Buzzing Face is the only member left, as it looks like he's going to be taken out. He's going to make a run for it, I think, and they're going to give up point A relatively quickly here. That only took about 50 seconds.
Yeah, that was a very early kill on the Merge. Just Lumbo finding him out of position, taking him down, making sure that they could just steamroll everything from Burn. And you're looking at these fights now, Merge isn't even close to EMP, and that's really the only stopping condition that a Somber Goats team has against a Goats team. Without this EMP, they can just walk forward. NVNO gets his shatter canceled before they can do anything with it.
Yeah, that was rough. He wanted to use that rare on the rest of the team, but realizing that big shatter here coming from Edix, and a nano boost to come out too. So he's going to be able to finish people off. Bomb comes in, but Quab got the better of them. So now it's only going to be Lisecki, and it looks like the Brigitte coming in, and they're going to be able to cap the point. They're going to get a minimum of 2 ticks here, as it looks like the Brigitte on the side here of Wisdom are going to try to sort of hold them off. Now it's stall time, folks. They're not going to have a lot of members here who are going to be able to sort of stall in, but Cyberspace comes back. EMP will catch Quab, but not a lot of people on top of that. NVNO is back as he's swinging away here. Kaoru gets a D-Mech here onto Collywog as Lumbo sits into the corner here trying to sort of survive. Graviton will catch the members here of Burn with a big shatter here from NVNO, who is able to build it back up in time. Buzzing Faces has to go up into the air as a rally coming out from Breathic. He's going to get taken out here. They're only about 4% away. Lucio ult here, as they've just been making sure that they use the ult properly. Edix getting Soin on the point, trying to see if he can get anybody he can. Collywog getting D-Mech. Lisecki, the only other person left here onto the point, and that's going to be that. They get a quick cap, and oh boy, we're in for a ride, Pulse.
Absolutely. Wisdom had a really good lost fight turn into one fight, because Yaxim died very early on in their sort of hold for point B, trying to keep the defenders getting on. And without a Zen, without Discord, it's very hard to chunk down that many tanks, that many supports. But we saw Wisdom able to do it, and they turned the tides of a fight after their team was EMP'd. They were able to maintain control of point B and build up another shatter for NVNO to take down all 3 supports to ensure that they won that fight.
It was absolutely fantastic there from Wisdom. So Wisdom here up 4-2 now on Volskaya Industries. Burn again will now go on to the offense. They have 4:38 here onto the clock, but only total 2 minutes down here from WisdomOW as they sort of power rushed through both of point A and B, and now Merge having none of that Sombra anymore. They're going to be going more to a Pharmacy combo that is going to go up into the air. They're going to try to see if they can sort of nullify this Goats comp here from WisdomOW, but Wisdom here not necessarily going with the Goats because I see a Tracer and a Soldier here on defense.
Yeah, it looks like Wisdom might have been doing their homework because they absolutely predicted this comp switch from the attackers right now. Merge coming out with the Pharah. They have the triple support Pharah, Hammond, Diva. I don't think I've ever seen this comp. Normally when you pull out a Hammond, pull out a Pharmacy, you're running it with a lot more DPS. So this is a very interesting variant of it, and I don't know how well it's going to work out.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights going on in different locations here, as now Edix actually is going to come onto the point here with that hamster. It looks like they're just trying to sort of draw the attention of the teams in the air, and now a little bit of trouble here as the members here of WisdomOW sort of trapped into the room, but they're getting the kills that they need. Lumbo taking down Merge as a res trying to come in. Lisecki not going to be there in time, and now this defense will hold as Buzzing Faces sacrifices himself to get a reset for the team. 3:50 on the clock here. Wisdom looking good here on this point A defense.
Yeah, I think that was possibly the most decisive fight this entire map so far. I really think that Burn wants to pull out a composition switch because right now I don't think the Lucio is getting all the value they want a Lucio to have right now. There's very few people he can boost. No one's really staying together. But they do start with a very good boot kill on Cyberspace's Ana.
Yeah, and that's huge. The Ana has been tremendous here during this match, and losing one of the healers is going to be big. Bomb actually gets point, and Lisecki got caught on a corner as she was trying to sort of run away, not going to be able to do so. NVNO and Quab here are going to be huge, as Kaliwa got DMX, is going to get killed eventually here, and it is possibly going to be a hold depending on what the Hammond and Merge can do. Merge gets destroyed there as Edix is going to be running back into spawn. 2:54 here left on the clock, and Burn looking troubled going into this sort of point A.
Yeah, this is very interesting. They are swapping off now to Zen Goats, so that triple support with Zen instead of the Moira. And with this, they should more or less be able to face tank anything coming in. If they ran Moira, they would be able to face tank it a little bit more, but all they really need to do is make sure that they forced Cyberspace off the high ground as Ana, and they should have full control at this point.
Yeah, and they absolutely do. It looks like they're going to have the high ground here on the far side, and they're just going to wrap around a little bit. As now an ulting monkey here. Gotta be careful. They're going to have to try to see if they can sort of stay up onto the point. NVNO got Lisecki out as Breathic is able to take Kaoru down. 2 down here for each members of the teams. So Quab here now getting Nano Boosted, trying to see if he can deal with Edix here under the air. Sort of gets shield bashed there, but Quab still able to stay alive. It's 2v1, and they've just not been able to get him down. That Diva Bomb here onto the point, not going to be able to finish him off, and now it looks like the Goats comp here going to be able to stabilize as Lumbo and Cyberspace up in the air have to shoot into these heavy shields of both Breathic and Edix. They're not going to be able to sort of take any of that down as the spawns are going to be in their favor. Lumbo dropping down, going to get killed. He's going to get staggered here. They've got to be super careful. They're going for the full hold as it looks like both the Winston and Yaxim get taken out fast. Here comes the snowball, folks. They're going to rush in. They realize they have an advantage here if they can sort of go in, as a late kill onto Kaoru is not going to be good at all. They're going to be 6v5 going into the point. This fight's going to start right away, as it looks like here they're going to be able to get maybe a take for free, as Lumbo here onto the high ground, not going to be able to do so. NVNO gets taken out by Edix here, and this has just gone all wrong. This went from full hold to maybe giving it all the way up. So it looks like Gaoru here, going to be the recipient of the Shield Bash, the Earth Shatter, excuse me, is now playing as a Mei, trying to just stall as best as they can. Kaliwa gets slept, but it's going to be slept onto the point here. Good use of walls as Kaoru just trying to sort of stay alive as much as possible. Finally gets taken down. Grenade going to be taken out. Graviton on the far side of the point, not going to be able to stop him. Burn get the cap, and we go again, as per XQC.
Yeah, so there's that 4-4 scoreline we were talking about, and there's still a fair amount of time on the clock. So I see some 2 CP lulls coming out in chat, but both teams have at least 2 pushes in on attack. We see that WisdomOW probably can double the amount of pushes coming in from Burn, but Burn has looked very good, especially on first point attacks, and there's only really been one team that got stalled at all, and then they just, you know, hit the go goats button and won on their first goats push. So if they just come out with goats, which it looks like they are inclined to do, then we might this 4-4 might very quickly become a 6-6.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I think Burn sort of outthought themselves. I mean, like, literally, when they saw that sort of double DPS combo, that 2-2-2 come out from Wisdom, honestly, I think they should have switched to Goats right away. They could have easily countered what
composition looked like it was a direct. It looked like it was engineered to be a counter to a Goats composition, with the purple from the Ana, with the Hammond Diva, with the Pharah. All of that lets you chunk down a Goats composition from far away, but Wisdom sort of read them and didn't run a Goats composition.
Yeah.
So they were the ones getting countered by it for a bit, and they just swapped a little too late.
So now here, it will be Wisdom here on the defense, as Yaxim and team just trying to sort of survive this Goats push now coming in from Burn. 60 seconds left to go, so it's going to be a matter of what can happen here. Burn want to get a cap, and definitely would a cap on point B would sort of force the pressure here onto WisdomOW, as now as they're just basically face tanking all of this damage that is just coming through. Burn trying to survive their Vex. I'm surprised Edict's shield hasn't blown up yet, but Quab here all will get demeched, and that is going to be huge. No defense matrix here left for the defense, and that's going to be signaling time. They want to go in. They need to destroy the shield from NVNO, but not going to be able to do so, as NVNO finally, they get the shield down, and now they're going to be able to move in. Merge finishes them off, and they're going to be able to get point A here. Not going to be in time to be able to stop anybody here, as Quab got his mech back, but he's not going to have it for very long, as he's going to get demeched here, as Yaxim pulls out the Coalescence. That's a fast ult for everybody back at home. Looks like they're going to be on a rush here. 30 seconds to cap point B, and everybody's still down here for Wisdom, so here we go.
Yeah, and we see 6 ults coming out from Burn, which is a very scary scenario to be in. Buzzing Faces actually almost stepped off point there. And
yeah.
Really scared.
Yeah.
They have every right to snowball this second point just based on the ult bank. They have that Zen. Yaxim just swapped off of Moira to Zen, so he's nowhere near close to Transcendence, and they can just start pressing Q whenever and make their way on this point.
Yeah, they can make their way onto this point with 6 big ults, so they're going to be going for full bore here. Everything's going to be blown. Bomb going to be sent into the background there. Are they going to be able to turn it on in time? They're not! Transcendence here to counter the Graviton, so they're going to be able to get the kills here. Remember, overtime's going to start right away, and they're going to have an overtime advantage. That means that delayed spawns are going to happen. Quab gets pushed all the way off. They're going to finish him off here to see if they can trap him here. Earthshatter will catch Lisecki, but he's going to sort of stay alive. Lucio ult here from cyberspace, trying to kill time, as 90%, 100, they get the cap. Oh my God, Pulse, are we going to see a 6-6 and then possibly a 7-6 or an 8-6?
Score.
Oh man, maybe, who knows at this point, but capping both points in 1 minute is hard. They did it, and now it's really it's Wisdom's time to prove to us why they deserve to win this map, because they've looked so good on Goat so far, but Burn just really stepped it up and knocked it out of the park with that first push. They played so patiently. Collywog had Quab's number on every single time he tried to do some cheeky diva moves to try and get high ground to poke at them, and paid with it for his mech very early on in the point A defense. And in doing that, it opened up the way for them to steamroll all the way through A and B, because they're forced to fight on A to try and full hold it. They fed so much ults. Yaxim invested that Coalescence, and they had nothing to respond to their point B push at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so here we go, folks. Here's the situation now. So Burn on defense has 6 points, which means that Wisdom has to full cap again. And there's theoretically a possibility, since Wisdom has been able to do these caps relatively quickly, if they leave themselves with over a minute, then they will have a free push on a point A. If they cap it and have any time remaining, both teams will get a minute minimum, and we go again. So let's see what happens, folks. I've never seen an 8-8. I sort of want to see it at this point.
Yeah, I've seen something happen like that, and anyone that's played Overwatch with me by now would probably know the saying, paper defense. I would like to point out that it's not paper defense by any means. This is absolutely just a rock-solid offense from both teams.
Yeah, this is not paper defense at all. It's just good ult rotations, knowing who to catch and knowing who to figure out and focus on. And now, as all of the members have sort of focused onto the high ground, sort of a little bit of an okie doke here, as they're going to be controlling.
But Edix has a shatter.
Edix already has a shatter already. He's going to hit it. Oh, he hit it. He got 5 in that. They're going to go in. It's going to be a huge takedown here. Wisdom here is going to have to reset relatively quickly unless they want to sort of keep investing in what they have. They're going to get knocking down. They're going to get knocked down. Cyberspace got knocked down. He's on the edge trying to sort of make it back. He's going to make it back to spawn. And look at this. They do make it back. They realize they don't have that much time, as it looks like, though, they're going to get pushed out. Minute 28 on the clock. Reset going to have to come in, as poor Yaxim is going to get taken down. The Lucio is trapped behind the point here. And it looks like another reset push. 1:17 here left on the clock. Everybody's going to have to come in, and it's going to be 1 minute left here on the clock for Wisdom to see whether or not they can get A and B.
Yeah, and that was a very long stall out from Wisdom. They could have just all jumped off the side, did a family reset in the icy water, but because they held on so long, everyone but Edix has an ult on the defense now. And we see a lot of ults coming up on the offense, and it is kind of last fight territory, so I fully expect there to be fireworks coming up.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to invest what they can here in order to get this point, and then they have to go in. Quab just ate a Graviton there. That's going to be huge. Bomb in the front. Oh, Collywog got 2. He got Quab and Yaxim. That's not good. Big shatter coming in from NVNO. Firework coming in as the Lucio comes in. Will protect the rest of the members of the team. NVNO trying to charge in. Not going to be able to do so. 27 seconds left here on the clock, and they're going to wipe them out. Transcendence here on the defense is going to try to keep Edix up as he tries to fight an energized Kaoru. Kaoru gets taken down. Lucio from cyberspace is going to hang out on the high ground. He's just trying to survive as best as he can, possibly in order to get try to get an overtime push. Cyberspace, though, is able to get Collywog out of mech. That is not good.
And
as
they have
Quab
a trans too for this fight.
and Yaxim's had to sort of blow it, as nobody is going to be able to make it back in time. Quab and Yaxim are going to be the benefits of the nano boost. NVNO comes in, gets a great charge kill here, and a big shatter, and a counter shatter here coming in from Edix. He's going to take out NVNO. Look at this defense, folks. They're trying to just basically save as best as they can. Quab with the huge bomb. He's going to be able to get anybody? No, as a bomb from Collywog will take Quab out, as he was out of mech. Kaoru not going to be able to make it back in time on the point. And that is going to be that. Burn earned their win here on Volskaya. 6-4.
That was... I would like to see a replay of that, because I have no clue how Edix got that shatter. We were just casting, I was listening to Hoto's sweet, soothing voice, and all of a sudden I see a check mark show up on the status bar. That was... He got that in like 20 seconds, and I have no clue what happened there to make it work.
He was the man there. He was hitting, I think, everything with that hammer, so it was just one of those things in which they were just unable to stop him. The generation of the ult there was absolutely fantastic there by Edix, and it was huge.
But that completely opened up all of their defense, because off of that shatter, they built off that ult bank that you absolutely need in GOATs to maintain or take a point. And since they were just down the whole time on the defense, there was nothing they could do to make it back up. Yaxim had that transcendence, and if they popped it a little bit sooner, they might have saved cyberspace on Lucio. But even then, there's only 3 people there to touch the point, so someone would have fallen before the rest of the team could have rejoined with them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there for WisdomOW, just a little bit of mistimings there possibly cost them, and it was huge. as I get a friend request here from Merge. But we're going to go mid-game. So we're going to go in here into Eichenwalde. It'll be our 4th map. Wisdom here need to win this map to stay in the game. And we're playing it, essentially, we went over the standings here. Let me bring up the standings as we did update them during the extended break here. So let me just show you what is going on here in the standing. These are updated as of today. So thank you to Areshkagal here for pointing me out where the major standings are located. So you see that Burn are solidly in for 4th place. They're not going to go anywhere, win or lose. The problem is Wisdom is that if they lose this match, their record ties up with Furious Unicorns, and their differential is so low that Wisdom will then get jumped by the Unicorns, but Wisdom will then end up playing the Peppers, who they upset a couple weeks back. So could this be one of those things in which they will end up playing a team that they know they had their number last time and possibly get an upset? So even though something bad comes out of it, something good could end up in the end, Pulse?
Possibly. I will say that secretly I'm a little bit happy that there wasn't a draw in Volskaya, because if there was a draw, then there was no chance of going 5 matches. And I think that this is a match where you really want to see it go all the way if it's necessary to.
Yeah,
because it's been so close. It's been so exciting with these two teams.
Yeah, these two teams have been absolutely fantastic. So Wisdom and Burn here looking very, very good. As like now it is going to be some switches here onto the sides. Looks like Cyberspace coming out here as a Noob going to be coming back in. Large Wombat still on the bench. Is going to be in. So it looks like Wisdom will be running with Lumbo, Kaoru, NVNO, Quab, Noob, and Yaxim. So Burn here, no substitutes for them as they lost their sub due to sleepy time. So Burn here with Merge, Edicts, Kaliwag, Breathic, Blazing Faces, and Liseki. They're going to be going in. Our next map is going to be Eichenwalde. So when we come back here, Eichenwalde will be the 4th map here. Burn here looking to close it out, but Wisdom looking for trying to tie up this match to take us into our 5th tiebreaker match. It will be exciting here, folks. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The world could always use more heroes.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. We are into Eichenwalde. Eichenwalde is the final map, ancestral home here of Mr. Reinhardt, as it looks like it will be NVNO who will be playing him, as Edix has decided he will go hamster on this offense from Burn. So interesting here. They're looking.
That might swap a little bit because we do see Merge on that Sombra.
Oh, that's true.
And yeah, so they are running this, swapping back to the Sombra goats. So we got to see a lot of on Volskaya. And Merge was doing very well on Sombra, but they're having a lot of trouble actually battling into goats with it. So by picking this again, it makes me think that they're not going up. It makes me think as players that they don't expect Wisdom to run goats on this map at defense, which they're thankfully not.
Yeah, they are. It looks like Kaoru and Lumbo have opted for DPS players here, as a McCree and a Farah. So it looks like they're going to be just sort of sending rockets in, spamming a little bit, as they're going to try to see if they can hold them all through choke. But they're praying a little farther back here, so they're just going to allow them in. Edix gets a big fire strike onto NVNO, and as Noob tried to res NVNO, not going to be able to do so here. So Burn's going to be able to move on in, as now it looks like Breathic's able to take out Kaoru as Quab gets demeched here, flying into your living rooms there, folks. As Quab now is going to be out of mech, not going to be able to do so. Lumbo's really the only one sort of firing anything that he can onto the payload. They're going to have to give it up here, and a quick take here from Burn.
Yeah, that was very interesting. After picking off the Rhine, Merge switches from Sombra to Widow, so they're not really playing for EMP anymore, but it looks like they do want more of a direct counter to Lumbo's Farah right now.
Yeah, Merge coming in here onto the Widow, going to be looking for shots. Going to try to see if he can absolutely get the Farah here of Lumbo into the air. Does get a clip on the side of a wing there. Not going to be able to take him down as Lumbo takes down Breathic here, as that spam is still doing pretty decent damage. Now Merge here not having a moment's peace as he gets going to get taken out here. Edix here with the Shatter is going to be looking for it. Not going to be able to do anything about that also. So good ult here coming out from WisdomOW.
And I do think it's a little weird that they are running this Widow with the Ryan Zarya, just because of how little value Widow adds to this. Normally, if you want to run goats, but the other team isn't running goats, and you want a hit scan, you run a Super Cree comp, which is you have the Diva instead of the Zarya, and you run like a McCree. That way, the McCree can help out the front lines a little bit, help out with Widow. But you're really not finding value from having Merge on this Widow. Just Lumbo is still really unchecked and able to use all these corners. Gets a big barrage to stop any more progress on this fight, and it's back to the spawn room for Burn.
Yeah, they're just not going to be able to do anything about that. You know, it could be possibly that Merge maybe not be extra comfortable on the McCree. I mean, we've seen him play other characters, but I don't know if this is just a choice on the sense here from Merge to just play this Widow, thinking that he has better choices at the Farah up into the air. As a bomb, he actually gets sent into the back, as Quab is able to finish Merge off again. But Edix here just pushing through with the big Earth Shatter, trying to get Quab and NVNO as NVNO charges back here. They're finally getting movement here on the payload, and it's been Kaliwog who's been the big player here, using that giant beam of his to sort of push back Quab. And now it looks like as the payload is moving, those rockets still coming in from Lumbo is just not going to be doing as much damage here.
That fight looked like it was going all for Wisdom there for a couple seconds, but Merge shuts down a mid-nooning McCree as Widow, and proving to us why he's playing Widow right now, honestly.
Yeah. So as Merge is trying to get shots in here, Winston comes out, and oh, Kaoru gets a great shot onto him as he had to open himself up. But the payload has moved pretty much all the way across the bridge, as Noob here is trying to pocket NVNO as best as he can. Yaxim is able to take out Lisecki. Now it's just Edix here onto the point, as Kaliwog and Buzzing Faces come back, but might not be fast enough here to save their tank, as it looks like Buzzing Faces is going to make a run for it, and it looks like Kaliwog gets sent into the abyss by Lumbo. 2:52 here on the clock, plenty of time to attack this bridge.
And this is where it generally gets the hard stall in Eichenwalde, is on this bridge, just because it's so far from the attacker's spawn that you can't brawl your way to a victory on point B. You have to really earn it. Start off a fight with a pick, start off a fight with 2 picks. Sometimes one isn't enough. But again, Lumbo's playing this very carefully, and it looks like he's going to try and find some barrage opportunity in this next fight.
Yeah, as he took down Merge there, so his main threat is out of the field of play here. So now the remaining members here of Burn are really having some trouble trying to push through. They need to get rid of that Pharah in the air as the rockets have been coming fast and loose here with the expanded sort of splash area. Lumbo's just having a good old time just firing right back into that sort of mass of that sort of group right down below, as Breathic here still on the Brigitte. We'll try to see if he can get the ultimate with the monkey, but it looks like Breathic going to get sent up in the air. Oh no! NVNO got caught onto a corner and was finished off by the boop of buzzing faces as he was ulting. Not good there as he was trying to finish Breathic off. Breathic actually survived and now is going to be on the bridge here, trying to sort of finish off the members of WisdomOW. Kaoru gets a kill onto Breathic. So that is going to be that for the Brigitte here. Quab will send a bomb into the air here, just trying to sort of stall. Does get Laseki there in the air. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it wasn't via the bomb. I think it was when he was demeched, but Dedix gets taken out again. 1:10 left on the clock. That payload hasn't moved. It's where it's been for the last minute and a half.
And it was kind of funny because in the middle of that fight, Lumbo was starting to fall into the ravine underneath the bridge. Barely manages to save himself, but the team does a very good job of cleaning up. Quap on that D.Va has been huge. Just staying alive, being a threat, being a nuisance, stalling out points. He's been very good at that all day so far.
Yeah, and Merge has finally gone to the McCree. Something that you had suggested possibly going for a Super Cree comp, but not. I don't see a Zarya here to give him the extra shield, to give him extra stuff. But it looks like now he's going to go off the Widow. Lumbo actually takes down Buzzing Faces now, so Kaliwag combined with Merge here on the McCree. As I say that, Merge gets rocketed down here by Lumbo, not going to be able to get the shot off, and Burn having to basically false start here. Quab takes out Breathic before he can sort of make it back. 15 seconds left to go. They're going to have to go through the castle to get to this point.
Yeah, and they won't have a full chance to regroup. Buzzing Faces is getting in position to touch it, but people are still dying from burn, so they might not even be able to get more than Buzzing Faces here.
Yeah, Buzzing Faces onto the point is going to get melted down here by NVNO. Overtime's going to tick down. Transcendence from Laseki. He thought the payload was closer to the doors. It wasn't, as he's going to have to jump off, so Burn only get 1 point here on Eichenwalde, and Pulse, you might get your wish. We might be going 5.
Yeah, this is far enough into Eichenwalde where there's a chance to hold it here. So Merge playing Widow absolutely out of his mind, but very hard Widow matchup when you're having to Kaoru on Widow, always hunting you down, and Lumbo. And I do think they make that swap to the Super Cree, where they do want to get rid of that Zarya just so the D.Va defense matrix is up in use, and Merge swapping over that McCree. And they just never really got a good fight with that composition in. They opted to take the main route, take the path that the cart travels rather than going to castle. And they paid for it because they just got rained on by Lumbo's rockets. It gave Kaoru the sightlines that they absolutely needed to get early picks. And they just weren't able to find their footing on the cart after they lost control of it.
Yeah. So Merge here looking like they're actually going to go to the Widow. So this is a little bit more defensible, I guess, on defense, based on depending on what they run here on offense. And I'm seeing some weird stuff, but it looks like Lumbo will stay here on the pharmacy. But Merge actually switching again. You're right. Called it. There's the McCree. Double hit scan here for Burn, thinking that they have to have a lot of stuff to deal with Lumbo in the air.
I don't know if they are necessarily... No, I'm going to be honest. Anytime a pharmacy does well, everyone tilts on the team. Tells all your DPS to go hit scan, tells your supports to go on a Zen just to make sure you can chunk it down. And that looks exactly like what we're seeing, because right now they're running 5 Pharah counters.
Yeah.
They really have a response to Lumbo's and Noob's pharmacy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there might have been a little bit of discussion on that push. Hey, somebody take care of that Pharah. There are too many rockets coming in. So it looks like here that their defense is sort of catered to what they're doing now. It's possible that they could switch out of this and maybe take advantage of the fact that they've gone double hit scan. Kaoru actually takes Kaliwag down. So that is not good. So they lose their D.Va there on defense almost right away. So Yaxim able to take Breathic down. So now the members of the defense here are sort of falling back into this house. Quad being very aggressive. Kaoru popping off here on the Widow, being able to just sort of shoot on in. And this has been a very quick take here from WisdomOW. That double hit scan just did not work, as Merge now going back to the Widow, trying to see if he can keep Kaoru at bay.
Yeah. I don't think they expected Kaoru to run out on that Widow, but one thing about running hit scan, even though McCree, Soldier, all of them have gotten buffed, when you can click heads, Widow's is always the best option. Widow outranges all of them, and Kaoru was able to take them down before they knew what hit them.
Yeah, and he sees where Merge is sort of planted up on the high ground there. Oh, not going to be able to do anything about it, but will get rezzed right away. So 0 for 1 here against Merge in the air. Oh, 0 for 2 as he gets shot twice there. Merge showing his dominance there on the Widowmaker as the res just did not come into play as he timed that jump shot perfectly. But in the meantime, you've got the payload sort of moving as Collywog here is able to finally get Lumbo out of the air. But big 6 ults here for the offense as WisdomOW will have every ult available to them on this push as the payload has gone around the first corner.
Yeah, this is really Wisdom's fight to lose. They have every advantage they could possibly want, and they even have Merge down to start off this fight with no opportunity for a res. So this is green lights for them. They're pushing forward, and NVNO instantly takes the space that Merge once held.
Yeah, exactly. And now Kaoru here trying to see if he can find a target. Oh, looks like that Zen came out way too far, as it looks like here they're going to be able to push across the bridge. It is all WisdomOW here at the moment. Diva Bomb actually gets placed on the other side of the payload as Collywog here doing his best sort of ring around the Rosie impression, trying to make sure that he stays on the payload, and he still is! He's still on the payload! And it looks like here as Merge trying to come in and just machine gun down the Zenyatta, which he absolutely does. Fights going back and forth as WisdomOW panicking possibly a little bit. Looks like NVNO got slept in the middle of the ult as Lisecki going to get... Oh no, Lisecki survives! He wanted to throw him over the edge as he uses their Transcendence, not going to be able to do so, and it's going to be a hold here for Burn as they're playing it on a knife's edge here on this defense.
Absolutely. And Kaoru takes down Merge again! As this has been the exact opposite of Junkertown, where we saw Merge beating Kaoru every single fight. Now it's Kaoru's time to be, no, this is my map. I am playing how I want. You can't play Widow anymore.
Yeah. So, but Kaoru now getting sort of aggrieved here by an angry monkey. So as the monkey comes in there into the background trying to deal with whatever is going to be coming in, as Yaxim finishes off Collywog here. 5-man defense here for Burn if they realize they do have a slight advantage if they can go in, as looks like Edix goes up onto the high ground, is able to sort of take down Lumbo there, and that's not what they wanted. The res will come in as Lumbo is going to come in and come back, as now Quad finishes off Edix and a bomb gets sent in the back. There's no shield, so bomb will take out both Breathic and Merge here. Now it's just a matter of can they finish off Collywog? Yes, they can. All 6 on the point, so here we go. That is all they have to go. Can anybody come out here? I see a Hammond out onto the field. He's going to try to time it to see if he can get there in time. Looks like Edix is going to come back. He gets discorded here, but Lisecki gets taken down. They need to sort of focus what's on the payload here to make sure they don't lose anybody in the background. Kaoru goes down. That might be a huge loss as a barrage comes in here from Lumbo, as he is able to finish off Edix here, as Merge is on the point here, trying his best on the Tracers, going to get taken down. Payload's going to move. We're going 5. So Wisdom here take Eichenwalde, and we tie this matchup at 2 as we go into our 5th map.
Quad absolutely wanted to show us that they wanted the map 5, because every single fight on point B where Wisdom had a chance to win, it was opened up by one of these bombs. Picking up 2, picking up 3. It's just absolutely nuts.
Absolutely fantastic there from WisdomOW. So now Wisdom here going to be tied at 2 as we go into our final map, which is going to be Busan. So Busan will be the tiebreaker here between Burn and Wisdom. And both teams here fighting their hearts out. We're going it's going to be a full 2-hour cast here for both of these teams. Going into Busan, it was a 0-2 here on Lijiang Tower from Burn. What do you think Wisdom can do here to sort of negate the previous control point that we had, as it was all Burn in the beginning of this match, but that was almost 2 hours ago, Pauls?
I have no clue, but I will say that Burn looked a little tilted running that 5-man Pharah counter quick play comp, because there wasn't a whole lot of synergy going on in that, but it looks like they just didn't have an answer to Lumbo's Pharmacy. The Wombo combo of Lumbo Noob just was absolutely raining rockets, giving NVNO, giving Quab all of the space they need to really jump into without being contested by anyone. And when you have something opening up that much space, it's very hard to lose, no matter how hard you want to throw or how hard you don't want to get that SR from that match. It's just, they were absolutely baffled by Lumbo's Pharmacy.
Yeah, they just couldn't deal with it here. So now we go into Busan. Pharmacy, good in City Center, not so good here at Mecha Base, and sort of 50-50 here on the drum, which is, what do they call that one? That's Shrine? Or
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
So
it's called
Shrines
Sanctuary.
Nepal.
Shrines Nepal.
Sanctum's also Nepal. Sanctuary is the map you're thinking of.
Sanctuary is the map that I'm thinking about. So, you know, the thing about it is it's sometimes up to the map draw, right? Like, if they go to City Center, Lumbo could end up on that
That
Farah
one's downtown.
again. Oh,
City
that's
Center's
downtown.
Oasis.
God damn it. Oh, God. This is what happens when you've casted way too much and your brain just goes to utter crap. So it's like, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. We're going to go into Busan, and God knows what map we're actually going to pull. So,
Now traveling to Busan.
so here
Try
we
and That's all that matters.
I know. But what are you going to do, right?
Match.
So,
It does look like we will land in Busan downtown for this.
downtown.
First match,
So, yes.
222, triple DPS, generally are their favorite compositions here, and we haven't really seen any triple DPS coming out from either side tonight, so I'd expect it to stick more to Goats v Goats or 222 if that's how the teams want to roll this.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those things in which it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to come out here. Merge could go Widow here, because you could have a Widow position here on the high ground in the middle of downtown, and there you see it. So Kaoru and Merge are going to be going at it again. We see Breathic going with the Pharmacy here, with Lisecki on the side of Burn, as Lumbo has decided to opt for the Tracer. So they're going to stay on the ground here, so maybe advantage to Burn?
A little bit. And with Yaxum playing this Ana, there's very little peel available to the Pharmacy and the Widow from the side of Burn. And Lumbo is going this Genji, which I think is a little bit better just because of the verticality on this map. And they can more or less play for Nanoblade with this team comp, but they are going to have to be very careful about Merge and Breath.
Yeah, they're going to have to be super, super careful here. Merge takes a big, big hit already, as he's actually going to have to get healed right back up as the aggression coming out here from WisdomOW. Yaxum got a big grenade onto Buzzing Faces. He's going to take him out. Merge, though, gets his revenge as he takes Kaoru down. So he's gotten the better of that earlier on, and now he's trying to reassert his dominance here. Breathic blew himself up somehow, so that's not going to be good, as Merge actually will take out Lumbo, but the members of Wisdom here forward to the point, as Merge trying his best to carry by himself, as he's going to be trying to sort of shoot Yaxum down here with the machine gun, trying to sort of finish him off, as it looks like Merge is going to get the benefit of the healing here. Merge had to come down. He's going to have to back up here as, Kaoru had to back up, and he gets the business end of Merge's sniper rifle, and he's going to have to back up here, and now early advantage here going to Burn.
Yeah, and Merge showing that she's the best sniper in this lobby, that on that Widow, because taking down Ana, she's taking down Widows on the other, and it's definitely gotten the win on every single one of these sniper duels available.
Yeah, walls being popped here by Merge, so they know exactly which way the members here of Wisdom are going to be coming out, as they've decided to just basically opt for the high ground here and trying to see if they can just sort of mess with Quab, maybe demech him, and there we go. There's the demech on the Quab, but the bomb actually comes out, most likely just to get himself back into the mech, as Noob and Yaxum here going to get the kills here on Buzzing Faces. Barrage coming in from Breathic is not going to be able to do anything. Kaoru finishes him up in the air. Bomb will clear out the point here, as it is still in the control of Burn. Rez coming in from Lisecki. Great Rez there onto Breathic. He's barely able to get back into the air. NVNO and Noob here trying to sort of fight for the point, as Lucio ult will come out here. Lumbo does have the ult, doesn't think he can pop it right now. Here he comes. Nanoblade coming in. What can he take out? Down goes Merge, and that's going to be a huge kill. The rest of the team finishing off what was on the point here. So they got the use of the Nanoblade. They got what they needed, and now he's going to have to run, or he's going to get taken out here by Winston. Too late.
Yeah, went a little aggressive with that last paid for life. And that's going to be an opening for Burn if they want to push it, but they still have to rely on this Pharah and Widow poke damage before they can do anything.
And Kaoru getting a little bit of revenge here, finishing off Merge, who was under pressure though, as the Winston was up in the air in his face trying to do whatever he can. And now here comes NVNO here ulting very, very much, trying to see if he can dislodge people. Buzzing Faces got blown up as he was sort of pushed off there, as it looks like NVNO is able to sort of move the rest of the members off there, but a death on by Lisecki on the point here going to be huge. So it looks like Burn not going to be able to maintain. It's just going back and forth here, Pulse. It looks like Wisdom here have control, 40% here, and they're catching up.
Yeah, and the earliest opportunity that Burn will have to flip this back will be when the teams are about even at around 67. So Merge takes down Kaoru early on in this fight, but it's not enough for his team to quite do anything about just yet. They will get a lot of space off of it for free, but with NVNO falling, that means that they can press W.
Yeah, they really can. Collywog here gets a big bomb as he takes down Yaxing and Noob. That is going to be huge, so no supports here from the side of Burn as Lumbo gets taken out here. Collywog's just been huge! They're going to get back onto the payload there, but excuse me, onto the point. There's no payload here. But it looks like it's going to be a recap here from Wisdom after Burn only was able to get about 4%. Excuse me, a recap from Burn here, 73. Oh god, I'm all discombobulated, Pulse. It looks like Burn here are in control. Merge popping walls here, try to prevent from Wisdom from coming back, as it looks like Merge here is going to get pushed on again. They realize that Merge has just been contributing so much. NVNO gets taken down here by Buzzing Faces, as it looks like Buzzing Faces is going to be able to sort of hang on to the point, trying to deal with this like Nano Genji here, who's trying to take out the members on the point, but good healing here from the Ana, as he does have the Nano Boost available. Bomb actually onto the point. We're into overtime here, and there's just nothing Wisdom can do. 99% here, as the Monkey from NVNO is not going to be able to make it onto the point, and Burn will be able to get first blood here on Busan. They just need one more.
Score 0-1.
Merge, proving that, again, his Widow is the best in. Absolutely had Kaoru's number that entire map. Final, it's sort of opened up too with a little bit of an overextension by Lumbo on Genji, trying to take down that Ana as the spawns were coming back in, and that opened it up. I don't know if that was the only thing that really contributed to that loss, but it definitely did not help them when it's that close, when it's like 73 to 69. You don't want to be caught with your pants down overextending like that.
No, you absolutely not. So here we go into the next map here, as we will be following Wisdom and seeing what they're going to be coming out with. So Kaoru will go to the Soldier now. Lumbo going into the air, as it is going to be Merge here on the Ashe, but looking like a triple support combo here. So having that Ashe on the field maybe a little different. So Edicts, so Kaoru here on the Soldier, just basically trying to see if he can power down Collywog and team and try to sort of keep them back here. Just constant bullets raining down here from the Soldier. They're basically hiding behind the drum, just sort of making sure they're not taking too much damage, but Merge takes down Lumbo out of the air. My goodness, he's just been tremendous today, as it looks like NVNO here will try to sort of hold on to the point here, not to give up anything, but kills coming in here on the side of Burn. They're able to sort of wipe them out, and they will get early advantage here on Busan.
Lumbo going for a very optimistic duel on Merge very early on. Ended up doing sort of a ground duel with the Ashe and got picked off. And when your Pharah gets picked off into a composition with 3 supports, it's going to be very hard to win, because that's a majority of your damage, especially when your other DPS option is a Soldier.
Yeah. Lumbo here, able to take down Merge, so opened up here for WisdomOW. They realize they're going to be up 6v5 here for a little bit, trying to see if they can get some extra kills, and Lumbo going to town, sending rockets in. They just can't hide from him. Now it's just a matter of hunting everybody down and killing them all, as it looks like... Oh my goodness, he gets taken out of the air, but they does get the point, so that is what they needed to do, as it looks like Kaoru is just going to be able to have the visor here available for the next push, and look like huge ults available here coming in from Wisdom, but it looks like the fight will start right away, as Burn refusing to stop, as they're going to be trying to come in. Shatter coming in from Edicts, not going to be able to catch anyone. Transcendence comes out from Yaxim, as he's trying to sort of hold off the point. Counter Transcendence here from Lisecki, and hello, Bob! He makes his first appearance here onto the field, and is able to sort of face down NVNO. Great positioning here on the Bob, as he's going to be able to be shielded as Merge takes down Kaoru. Bob here now making his exit as out of the point, but the point still hasn't switched yet, as Burn here finally are going to have to take over this point, as Yaxim and Quab just doing their best here to sort of stall as best as they can right around the drum. Finally gets a big hammer to the face. Quab finally gets demeched here, as now finally turns, but it was about an extra 15% there. Lack of focus might have cost Burn there at the end.
A little bit, but these have been some very fast swaps onto this point, which normally does not see swaps anywhere near this fast. So both teams are around 50%, and no one's at a significant advantage in this map at all, in any sense of the word. We see Shatter and Grav, Shatter and Bomb coming up. There's a Pharah Barrage that's coming up as well. So if Lumbo can keep getting these early fight picks without overextending at the end, then they have a real chance to bring this map back into their favor very fast.
Yeah, Lumbo playing without a mercy, so he's just trying his best to do what he can here. He's on the high ground trying to sneak over a barrage. He's going to get 2. He might have gotten 3. Collywog is really, really low, but they're just going to try to do it. And Bob makes another appearance again. Huge Shatter Grab combo! It's going to wipe out all of the members here of WisdomOW that were on the point. Kaoru pulls out the visor, not going to be able to do so. That was huge, and that we're able to hold the point off of that after a huge play by Lumbo. My goodness, that could have maybe just won them the game.
I think that absolutely did, because now they have Rally, Beat, and Transcendence available for this next fight, and Noob is going to be the only one to touch to trigger an overtime.
Yeah, they do start overtime here, and they have to win this fight. Not going to be able to do so if they don't win, so not going to be able to go to the next map. And then, you know, going to be the benefit of a nano boost here. Bombs takes out Breathic. It's starting to go the right way here as Lumbo takes down Merge. Transcendence on the point. They have to stay on it. Remember, they have to stay on the point. We are in overtime, and overtime will tick down super fast. But Kill's going the way of Wisdom here, as it looks like it's only going to be Quab left onto the point. He was trying to sort of hold the point, and it looked like it was going to go for him, but they've turned it around. Quab getting demeched here, as it looks like Noob has come back here on the Lucio. He's going to be able to contest from on top of that drum, and therefore not going to be able to take him down relatively easily. Nobody's going to be able... Oh! Merch takes him out with a headshot, and down they go! And Burn will take the win and send Wisdom down for the 7th seed, and Burn locks it up here 2-0 on Busan.
Burn playing very close with the fire there at the end. They had 3 support ults, and they were still dying through them. So, very good play getting those picks from Wisdom, but also very scary for any Burn coaches seeing that happen, because they're probably going to have to get it talked to after that. They had all 3 support ults, and Wisdom still almost won that fight.
Yeah. It was super, super close. So they had to earn it there at the end. And Burn, though, do get the win. Wisdom showing they are not pushovers here. They're going to fight anybody they can who faces them. So, but they do come up short here, as Burn will take the win here, 3-2 in this map selection. Oh my goodness, I am exhausted. That was a hell of a match, Pulse, between these two teams.
Yeah, that was a very, very long match, and also very balanced too. The only exception being that Junkertown, because we saw Burn, I believe, lose a player in that match, so they ended up losing that one. I do think Wisdom played it a little bit better, but it's impossible to know without having an even match.
Yeah, I mean, the Wisdom, though, you know, they did really well going through the offense, even with 6 players, 6v6, before Adam got disconnected there at the end. But let's just take a look at the standings again real quick. These were the updated standings provided by Areshkagal. You'll see that this was the final match for both Burn and Wisdom. Burn will go to 14-6. Really doesn't help them in any way, because there was no way that they could jump above. Yes, but for Wisdom, it was a bigger match for them, because they actually will drop to 12-8, which allows Furious Unicorns to jump them in the standings with a higher differential. So Unicorns here with a +19 differential will go up to the 6th seed. Wisdom will drop to 12-8 minus +5, because it was only a 1-map differential, but that's going to be enough. I think we go by differentials first, so therefore Wisdom will drop to the 7th seed, and it will affect who they play in the next round. I'm getting some Discord messages here, and it's not associated to Owlet. So, final thoughts, Pulse. This is the final cast here of the opening stages. Playoffs are next. It's bound to be exciting, right?
I think you have a Discord message for a new card to show, and that is the season playoff seeding.
Oh.
So double check that and put that up real quick. But with Wisdom it looks like all of the seeds are set. Wisdom looks like is guaranteed to be 6. So what Hodo was talking about is if Wisdom and Fusion and not Fusion. Every time I see Furious Unicorns, I think of Fusion University, and I know they did that intentionally, and it pisses me off just a little bit. But had Wisdom and Furious Unicorns swapped seeds off of that, then we would see another matchup of Wisdom versus Ghost Peppers, which we casted last week. And that was very one-sided towards Wisdom, which was a little bit of an upset, but also I don't know how Ghost Peppers would have come back from that in such a short time frame, because 2 weeks is such a very short time frame.
Yeah.
With the seeding coming up, it looks like Wisdom will be staying in 6 seed and facing Yes. And it looks like Burn was already going to be set at 4 seed and facing the Megs. And as close as I hope Burn and the Megs to be, Megs has dropped a lot this stage, a lot of it due to scheduling, and Burn has looked very hot. So if I had to do a March Madness poll on this, I would say that the semifinal would be Boosted, Burn, Ghost Peppers, and I would have to see Wisdom versus Yes, but Wisdom has won my heart over these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you see, based on if Burn wins, so it is Wisdom in 7 playing the Ghost Peppers, and they beat them. Remember, they beat them a couple of weeks back. So, so that's going to be your upset special, folks. If you're looking for the NCAA bracket buster, that could be the one we're talking about. And I know it's driving Connor crazy that we're saying that. In the background. It has to be. So 3-6, your Unicorns have a really tough matchup against Yes, who are a very, very good team. So we're going to see a great opening round here in the quarterfinals of the Majors division. I also think the Minors division playoff seedings were also set up. No, looks like just only Silent Marine only sent me the Majors playoffs right now here for the Majors. So that's what we're going to see. Sneak preview, folks. We're going to be able to see all of this in the Nest, which I think is scheduled for tomorrow at 8:30. So a lot of stuff going to be up there, graphics, some rules breakouts, I think interviews with coaches, players, and myself. I will be there with Prez hosting as usual, Silent Marine on the production, as well as Massive and all of the normal people that you would normally see on the Nest. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. 8:30, I think, is what the scheduled time is. Check your local listings just to make sure where they're going to be. But that is going to do it for us. Overall, Pulse, what do you think of the opening stages of Owlet Season 2 compared to Season 1? I think a lot of the teams in the Majors division have looked like Majors teams for sure, and the Minors division has just been very, very exciting overall.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there aren't more of me and you so that we could cast more of Minors games, but we ended up casting, I think, a majority of Majors games, and the Majors have looked very exciting, especially the top 4 seeds. All of them have been so close. Boosted has been outclassing people by every means, but like for a while there in the first stage, it was neck and neck between Yes, the Megs, Ghost Peppers. I think I'm missing one. Yes. Yeah. I forgot Yes. And it's been a hell of a ride, honestly. This should be a really fun to watch. Some of them might be a little bit more skewed just because of how teams have adapted to the mid-stage patch, specifically the Goats nerfs, because some teams have definitely stepped up a lot, and WisdomOW being one of those teams, and they've really sort of put an interesting twist on the end of the season.
Yeah, they really have as we all get ready. But just want to send out a shout out to thank you to everyone that's helped make the sort of opening stages success here at the Owlet tournament. Send out to Silent Marine, Areshka Gal, who's been doing all of a lot of the graphics that people have been seeing, and then shout out to all of the casters here who have participated in the opening stages of the Owlet tournament. Without them, they couldn't have made this a success. So shout out to all of the people and the volunteers. It is an effort of love here, folks, for the Owlet tournament. So next up is going to be the playoffs, so stay tuned on how they're going to be casted. Pulse and I, you will see us. Actually, I don't think on the Owlet tournament we're going to be casting for Broadcast GG. Is that right? I think that's the way it's going to happen, Pulse. So we're going to be casting for them.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So you're going to see Pulse's face for the first time. If you do watch, so stay tuned. You get to see camera views of myself, who you've seen on the Nest, of course, but you get to see Pulse on camera for the first time, and he's very, very excited about it because he's got an SLR camera and he's going to look very, very pretty on stream. So,
oh my God, Hodo. Well, I think there's still some details to be sorted out, so I might, with pending permission, I might hop into Nest some tomorrow night to see what happens, but. We'll figure that out, get it sorted out who's casting what, and yeah, if this is the finals, then we will have some fun on camera going into the next 2 weeks.
Oh, looks like I've got a late graphic here. Looks like Silent Marine has just sent in something with regards to the it looks like, yes, it is the official minors bracket. So let's take a look at that real quick. As it is the minors bracket that we're going to be taking a look at. And just a real quick for those minors players involved, don't want to leave you out. So this bracket here, just want to make sure that I can get this up. So on the fly producing here, folks, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So
you're trying, Hodo.
I am trying. So here we go. Transition right and no. Oh my goodness. So let's try it now. Yay, there it is. Oh, for everybody on the screen, here are your official minors bracket. Congratulations to Echo 6. Echo 6 makes the playoffs as the 6th seed. You know, it was very close there at the end, but they do get it on map differential. Congratulations to them. Their reward is to face the 3rd seed TBA in the opening round of the quarterfinals. They will then in the other match between April 8th and 10th. It will be Expandable Odyssey, a team that has been on fire of late, and they will go up against Quantum Charge, who also has thrown a wrench into the playoffs, ruining Otter Oxide's potential #1 seed by giving them a defeat there in the later rounds. Flashpoint and Otter Oxide are the two teams who get the bye. They earned it by being the #1 and #2 teams in the minors division. Pulse, I know you didn't call a lot of minors, but the teams here that are left in the minors divisions I think all have a chance at winning the grand final title.
Well, I think we've casted enough minor games to see all of these teams at least once, and I think we actually casted a previous Expandable versus Quantum Charge match.
Yes, we
might
did.
Be wrong on that.
No, you're absolutely right.
I remember that match.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out, given that we've seen this matchup before, but it was in a different patch.
Yeah, the Expandable people always making sure that they're always in chat. So shout out to Expandable Academy. I know you're out there. I know you're out there. You have a huge matchup against Quantum Charge, a team that you 4-0'd last time. Quantum Charge not going to make sure that this is not going to happen again. But as you notice with the bracket, it's NFL style. Top 6 qualify, not top 8. So no, not NCAA style. But congratulations to all of the teams here in the minors division who were able to make it into the playoffs. It is a various achievement, and we expect possibly Flashpoint and Honor Oxide maybe next season matriculating themselves up into majors. Not sure about that, but definitely would love to see them up in the majors division to see how they play up against the big boys. So that is going to do it for us finally here. It's been a very long cast, 2 hours, 25 minutes here on my clock, Paul. So this has been one of those long casts, but it was worth it. As you saw Burn take down WisdomOW 3-2. For Pulse, I am Hodo. Thank you so much for making this a success here in the opening stages. Playoffs are next, folks. Check them out. They start April 8th, both in the minors and in the majors division. Don't slack off. These are the times when you're going to see the great games show up here, and one of these teams will become a champion in the minors and in the majors division. But for Pulse, I am Hodo. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the playoffs.